The end of the video, we also picked something else up today. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, welcome to what seems like day 16 of front suspension crap. So we've been working a lot on the front end of the truck, working on the front axle. First we built control arms, then we cut off the coil buckets and spring perches and everything on the front axle for which then made our control arms useless, so we're gonna have to make new ones of those, yada yada yada. Well, we're back at it tonight. So in our last episode we made a little coil-over shock spacer piece, just something to simulate that so we can get our shock hoop made and in. Very happy with how that is. It's going to look great. I'm just so stoked about it. So the plan is to keep moving forward with this, and as far as the plan goes, that's all the more I'm going to say, because in the last few videos, if you watch, I say, oh yeah, I want to get this done, and then we'll move to this, and if we get that done, and we don't even get the first thing done. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the passenger side. So with this spring mount, we haven't welded or tacked it in yet because these angles were a little bit difficult to find. So what we're going to do before we work on that, we're going to come over here to the passenger side and we're going to remove all the same all the same mounting stuff for the springs that we did on the driver's side. So we're going to get rid of our coil bucket, we're going to get rid of our coil perch or whatever you want to call it, we're going to get rid of the control arm mount, we're going to get rid of the control arms, I'm going to unhook the rotor, all that, and we're going to try and get that all out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start on that, and that's all the more I'm going to say on that topic. Seems like when I keep doing this where I want to, yeah, we're going to get this, it just all backfires. So that's what we're going to start on, and we'll go from there. So yeah, hopefully this front end, you know, maybe this will help turn things around and we can get to really making some progress on this stuff rather than hitting all these stumbling blocks. Man, I'm stumbling all over my words even. Rather than hitting all these stumbling blocks with different stuff and, oh, we went too far and now we got to, you know, pivot and go do this, and oh, we got this tube that magically wants to spring back straight, and you know, magic tube. Anyhow, let's get to it. Let's start burning some crap off the truck and get this thing even lighter. amazing how much easier stuff is when you go in and you know exactly what you're going to do. I mean, having the experience from the driver's side definitely paid off. This took like no time by comparison. This was, wow. Yeah, so we got the entire coil perch thing out in just about one piece. I'm very surprised at that, to be honest, but we did it. Got our coil bucket out, had a little more to cut off, and we're all cleaned up, ready to go. We have some gouging that from the torch. I got a little too deep in some spots, so bring the TIG torch over and we'll fill that in, grind it down, make everything nicey nice, and we will move on from there and start to get our 4-link brackets tacked up, ready to go, and we'll just kind of keep progressing forward one step at a time. Well, I am extremely happy with our progress this evening. This passenger side is just flying right through. The reason we stopped, I was going to actually finish, that bracket's not completely done, is, I don't know if you guys can hear it, it's getting a little windy outside. So with having the garage door open and the front clip up, the wind's coming in, and what's happening is as I'm welding, it's actually blowing my shielding gas away. So then I had to grab the grinder a couple times and grind it out, because then once you get your gas, so if you guys don't know, your argon gas comes out and it kind of surrounds your weld and where you're welding. TIG welding is tungsten inert gas welding. But when that gas is not there, like if you forget to turn the bottle on or something, it'll just, and then you got to grind it out and kind of start over in that spot. Same thing's happening here. The wind's coming in, blowing it, so I don't feel like, it's late enough, I don't feel like dropping the front clip, closing the garage door, and then having to put it all back on. But this side is going much better. First off, cutting everything off of the axle and the frame. We knew from the get-go what we were doing. I had a basic idea of where everything was already, so we were able to go through, knock it out, and we kind of took everything out in one piece down on the axle and up on the frame. So that went very, very well. And then as far as our brackets go, it never struck me the other night, for whatever reason, to use our bars here that we use to kind of put it, you know, get our 90 this way. I use the bars to I use the bars to set where it was, and I didn't need to have these backs on. That was the difference. We used the bars to set it last time, but I had this all welded together. Not thinking that with those things tight, you know, with everything tight, our bolts in there, we could force this back up against the axle and it wouldn't go anywhere. So that allowed us to get in there. Oh, come on. All right. All right, now we got the steering knuckle back out of the way. So that allowed us to push the brackets from the front, and then being that, you know, it's a circle, they would hold right in place. So that's one way I messed up, you know, being able to do this. And then when we did that, now I put some big tacks on this bracket here. And then after I got those good tacks on there, I was able to unbolt everything, take this back off, get in here and get my welds in very good. Much easier than before. Before was just a pain on the driver's side because I had both brackets complete and all that. So once we get this bracket completely welded, which we just have our cutout piece to weld, then we can get our other piece, put it in there, and we can weld it all up, and then, you know, put our cutout piece back in. Because if we leave that out, it'll help us get access to the inside here. Something I completely never even thought of on the driver's side. It's so silly, so stupid. Like, man, what were you thinking? But that's the nice thing about, you know, doing all this stuff. Like, now we're learning. Next time I go to do something similar to this, hey, it's going to be a lot easier to get that one bracket. Then we can line everything back up, get everything where it's supposed to be. Big, bada bing, bada boom, and we're good to go. But fantastic progress tonight. I am so stoked. It's nice when a night in the garage goes extremely well, even better than you had anticipated. But maybe the key is that I wasn't anticipating how far we were going to get tonight. It's just like, here's where we're going to start. We're going to roll with it. So maybe we should just do that from now on and not say, well, here's where I'd like to get, because when I say that, it never seems to happen. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This passenger side's just, we're knocking it right out. So if it's windy tomorrow when we're working in the garage, we'll drop the front clip, close the garage door, and have a good old time with it. So anyway, I hope you guys liked tonight's video. So like it down below, subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys on the next one. Get out in your garage, get the wrenching on your truck. I almost forgot a little special feature for those of you who stayed to the end of the video. We also picked something else up today. We got our transmission back from the guys at Muldoon's and a converter back from the guys at Suncoast. So, yeah, as soon as we knock this front end out, maybe she'll go vroom vroom once again.